Multi-level marketing has been around for centuries. All you need to do is find something to sell, send out a street urchin to sell it for you, and encourage that street urchin to find someone else to sell part of their stock for them. They can keep a little bit of what their agent earns, and you take a big bit of what each of them earns for yourself. Other people do the work, you make the money. That's multi-layer marketing. But now, multi-level marketing is big business. One estimate put the 2018 turnover of multi-level marketing globally at $200 billion. So we need to learn more about what it is, how it works, and whether it's a sound way to run a business. Multi-level marketing is a way of selling goods or services through a network of agents. But what makes it multi-level is that each of these agents can earn a living partly through selling the goods and services themselves, and partly by recruiting other agents or distributors who will sell those goods or services and pass a portion of their earnings back to the first agent. So, as a sales agent for a multi-level marketing organization, you have two sources of income. There's the money you make by selling the goods or services, and then there's the money you earn from recruiting other agents and taking a cut of their earnings. And of course, the business at the top of this pyramid is earning money from every single agent, as well as from selling the goods or services to the agents to sell onwards. The proportion of the income that comes from each of these two sources, the sale of the goods themselves and the commission from the agents, will tell us a lot about the particular multi-level marketing opportunity. In the USA, the Federal Trade Commission has a very particular definition of multi-level marketing. They say that multi-level marketing is one form of direct selling and refers to a business model in which a company distributes products through a network of distributors who earn income from their own retail sales of the product and from retail sales made by the distributors' direct and indirect recruits. Because they earn a commission from the sales their recruits make, each member in the multi-level marketing network has an incentive to recruiting additional sales representatives into their downlines. So, what is a downline? And what's an upline? The multi-level marketing organization itself recruits agents, and those agents recruit their own agents. Each recruitment is into the downline. So we can think of the multi-level marketing organization at the top and the agents as their downline. And every agent that has recruited their own agents has their own downline. A share of the money that every agent in your downline makes comes back to you. And of course, if you are an agent, then a share of all the money you make goes up towards the multi-level marketing organization itself. If the agents you recruit their own downlines, then not only do they make a proportion of the money from their downlines, but you do too. For the agents at the bottom of the downline, everyone above them is taking a proportion of their money. Those people are their upline. We harvest from our downline and feed our upline. Clearly, a small number of people at the top of the pyramid can earn a huge amount of money from their vast army of downline agents. The greater the focus on recruiting and the less the focus on selling, then the more the alarm bells should ring for you. Because by the time the downline gets too long, it's very hard for the agents at the bottom of the downline to make any real money, and a huge proportion of what they do make goes up the upline. For the people at the bottom of the downline, everyone above them is getting a benefit from their efforts. So, if you want to be a successful agent within a multi-level marketing organization, you have to do two things. You have to sell stuff to your customers and you have to recruit more people into your downline. So why is this all so appealing? Well, the answer is because multi-level marketing organizations make big promises. In particular, they make three big promises. And the first of them is that you can earn big money. Indeed, some of them suggest almost unlimited earnings, and some of that money, of course, is passive earnings from the work of your downline. And that is often coupled by promises of extravagant bonuses too. The second big promise is the low startup cost. This is a lot cheaper than starting your own business because we'll give you everything you need. And the third big promise is a high degree of autonomy. You're not employed by anyone, and therefore you can make your own choices. And there are a lot of opportunities to get into multi-level marketing because multi-level marketing exists in a lot of market segments. Things like cosmetics, kitchen accessories, health and nutritional supplements, reselling utility services, stationery and fancy goods, and home cleaning products. So, is multi-level marketing a good way to make money? No. Next question. Oh, you want some detail? Okay, let's give you some detail. Do you remember those three big promises? Well, let's look at each one in turn. Big promise number one was near unlimited earnings and much of it as passive income from the work that is done by your downline. A tiny, tiny proportion of people in multi-level marketing schemes make big money. Many of them make nothing at all, and of those who do make money, a lot of them make nugatory amounts. Even in the best managed, most reputable multi-level marketing brands, median income levels are often way below national average salaries. Yet it is the elite few, those people at the top of the multi-level marketing pyramid, who are held up as exemplars that we should all aspire to. But simple statistics makes it absolutely clear that these opportunities are only open to a very few. And in a mature multi-level marketing business, most of those places are already taken. There are many people working really hard within multi-level marketing businesses who are struggling to earn sufficient income to meet their needs. The second big promise was of low startup costs. It's a lot cheaper, so the multi-level marketing people will tell you, than to start up your own business. And it's certainly true that starting up your own business can be expensive, but it needn't be, depending on what business you want to go into. But the sad truth is that for many people in multi-level marketing businesses, the upfront costs often exceed the amount of money they're going to earn. Many multi-level marketing businesses compel their agents to buy certain minimum amounts of stock at the start of their engagement, and often they compel them to buy minimum amounts of stock on a quarterly basis. They also charge for training and marketing materials, and sometimes even apparel, so that they can present themselves to their customers wearing branded uniforms. And let's not forget that many multi-level marketing organizations make a big feature of their huge annual award ceremonies and conferences. And whilst signing up for those may come with huge and therefore very attractive discounts, these are huge and attractive discounts on very expensive events where you have to pay for hospitality and accommodation as well. The third big promise is the autonomy that comes with not being an employed person. And it's certainly true that you're not employed, and therefore nor do you have any employment rights or security of income. You don't have a minimum level of income, and if you're ill for any reason, there's no help. And many multi-level marketing distributors find themselves feeling trapped. Although they have no contract, they also have a stock that they have to get rid of. And until they can get rid of that stock and recoup some of their investment, they feel that they can't move on. Often, for them, their only recourse is to recruit new agents for their downline and to sell their surplus stock onto them, so perpetuating the collective misery. But if it becomes hard for them to recruit new people, and they need to do it, what do? They start to turn to their friends and their families. They're desperate to recover some of their costs, but the true cost now is damaging valuable personal relationships. Is that the freedom they expected from not being employed? So you have to ask the question, is multi-level marketing legal? Well, in some jurisdictions, it isn't. But in other jurisdictions, multi-level marketing, whilst it is legal, is highly regulated. But the fact is that people joining multi-level marketing schemes are adults. And if the scheme is legal and they sign up knowingly, then the promoting organisation can easily say, well, it was their choice, it's not our problem. At best, multi-level marketing schemes are legal but controversial. And the big question is ethics. Do you share the ethics of the multi-level marketing organisation? And is this an organisation and a way of working that you want to entertain for yourself? Which brings us to other names for multi-level marketing, which tell the story themselves. Many people will describe multi-level marketing as network marketing or network selling or referral selling or social selling, exploiting social relationships, or even as pyramid selling or a pyramid scheme. So if you're tempted by an appealing business opportunity, how can you find out whether it is a multi-level marketing scheme at all? Well, the simple answer is before investing any money in a career choice, you must do your due diligence. You must research it carefully. But there are some indicators which I can suggest. These are probably not all the indicators you should be looking for, but if you see any of these signs, you need to be on the alert. And of course, the first one is if the offer comes from a friend or a relative who's simply trying to recruit their downline. One good tip is to be very cautious about going into business with friends and relatives unless you really understand the business model that you're getting yourself into. But here are my 7 telltale signs. They don't necessarily mean that the opportunity is a multi-level marketing scheme, but should be ringing alarm bells. The first is a promise of a large income or some extra money just from working at home. The second is the need to invest money in either stock or training or both before you can get started. Oh yes, and what about that fabulous extravaganza of a motivational conference? Just to get you excited at the beginning. And it's super discounted just for you. The third is the promise that you can earn even more money by recruiting agents who will do the work for you while you just relax at home or at the conference with a martini. Fourth is a complex payment structure that you really don't understand, or it takes a long time to get your head around it, and even then, you're not really sure. But don't worry, your recruiter understands it, and they've got an important sounding name for it. Maybe it's a marketing plan or a promotional charter. Fifth, they'll tell you that the products are great. They're as good as the leading brands, maybe even better. And yet, strangely, you can't buy them in the shops. They're so good that no one will sell them. Sixth is when the person who tries to sell you the opportunity will point to a small number of people who are fabulously rich, just like they will be one day. But looking at them, they're struggling. And seventh, the whole thing just sounds a little bit too good to be true. Because, as my father used to say, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Please do give us a like if you've learned from this video. I'll be creating loads more great management courses content, so please do subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of it. I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and in the meantime, keep learning.